Today, the chairman of Traditional Rulers Council, they go receive the food where they go give to all the traditional rulers across the 18 local governments, distributing to the senatorial district.
On the issue of palliatives and being available in a warehouse, every state will have palliatives in the warehouse. Let me thank and acknowledge COVID for the massive supply of all these palliatives. Note that as you empty your stock, they restock. This keeps coming. For Cross River State, our last receipt was on the 12th, just last week. The way bill is available, and we've shared the way bill on the internet to show that that stock arrived on the 12th. By 12th already, this tension had started building, and we were already waiting on them. I also want to recall that we do the distribution in Cross River State in a sequence. We started with traditional rulers and churches. When we were done with the distribution amongst traditional rulers and churches, we moved to local government by local government via senatorial districts. We had done distribution in the Northern Senatorial District and in the Central Senatorial District. The next batch of distribution will be the Southern Senatorial District, because it's here at the capital and it has 7 local government areas. And so the stock you have is for that distribution. We target widows, we target the aged, we target people who don't have money, who cannot survive, who cannot work. We target those who fish no more, who can no longer fish, because they are aged, they don't have loved ones. If you watch the videos of our distribution, it's systematic. It's through churches, and churches target all the vulnerables. And so, as a young man who is 18, 20, 25, as you pick the food that an aged parent, a widow somewhere would have taken, just see it from your conscience. I know that there is hunger in the land. I know this very well. And that is why our emphasis has been on mass employment, recruitment, salary payment, pension payment, and creating jobs and focusing more on appointments. Today, Cross River State has over 6,000 political appointees. I'm aware as governor that I don't need that much political appointees, but I know it's food on the table. It may not have reached you, but somebody somewhere must have been reached. And because of the circumstance of Cross River State, I have placed emphasis on humanity. That is why I established a full ministry, Ministry of Humanitarian Services. And that ministry is responsible for the warehouse. So the COVID committee receives, store, and the commissioner for humanitarian services goes to the warehouse and pick and distribute. If you know Cross River State, you travel 7 hours, you are still in the same state. So distribution and coming back to pick and distribute and come back and pick is a very big challenge. And so it's expected that indeed you must have stock to service every local government area. So I like the state and all the young men and women to be very patient. If you start in my office as a state with one of the least allocations, with the biggest landmass, 23,000 square kilometers within the south here, it is a very big challenge to run the state. And that is why God brought me at this time. I believe that for those who would misconceive whatever has happened, I know that it would not be possible for us to have a state without an incident. Enough. Your point has been proven, and you have made your point very loud and clear. So Cross River State understands the situation, and we stand with you. And we asked that you obey and abide with the regulations and rules of the curfew. It will be called off very soon to enable us get to work. You know I always do my best to avoid any form of dislocating your social welfare and dislocating your businesses.